If you have a Viking hat on, you better put your glasses on.
For sure.
Yeah.
You gotta keep the blood splatter from hitting your eyeballs.
I had meant to put blood on the horns. I really
Cool.
wanted to put just like...
I'm glad you did.
Why not?
That looks so dumb.
I think it would look nice.
Yeah. See?
Theatrical.
Mark likes to agree with me at least.
I do. Sometimes.
I'm not even sure why Ben hangs out with me.
I don't know why I do either.
Hello, and welcome back to Mastering Mediocrity. Music Reviews. I'm Mark,
I'm Ben.
I'm Jeff.
and we are here to discuss an album that Ben chose.
Yeah.
Why don't you give us a little 411 on why you chose it
Oh,
and who they are?
Ben is
Okay,
clearly
so
rattled
this,
by the fact that Mark did
album
the introduction.
is The Power of the Dragonflame by the artist Rhapsody. That's what they were. That's what they used to go by when this album was released. They went by Rhapsody, and then they changed their name to Rhapsody of Fire.
For
I think-
legal reasons?
For legal reasons, I think. Do you remember that? I don't even know if it's still around, but there was like a music company, like I don't know, like a music aggregate.
It's like a label.
I don't know,
no, I
it's
think it's like a menu,
aggregation
like
of
a.
I don't know.
Didn't they make instrument stuff?
I literally do not remember.
I thought Rhapsody was one of
Let's
the original music streamers or something like that, like kind of a Napster,
That's
a
what I
Napster
kinda
clone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
thought. Let's see if I can find it somewhere here. The
We'll
only thing
figure
I've
that
been
out.
able to find about the name change is that in 2006 they were forced to change it due to trademark issues. But it was definitely, I do remember it was with the whatever that Rhapsody company was. I just can't remember what they were.
I can't believe they'd still be around to even.
At that time,
But,
though.
like,
Now they're
thi-
Rhapsody.
this-
They're back to being Rhapsody. But
No, they're
when you look at them, it's
they're
Rhapsody of Fire.
They're Rhapsody of
Yeah.
Fire.
Still?
They didn't switch back.
Mm.
Okay.
But yeah, they had been going by that name for like 9 years, like almost 10 years.
And they had to change
And
to
they
be
had-
in
they
the
had to
U.S.
change it.
market.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
But
just in the U.S. market.
yeah.
Yes, I
Oh,
believe so.
that's not totally.
So yeah, Power of the Dragonflame is this just top line of Wiki.
Gross.
So Power of the Dragonflame is the 5th studio album released by Rhapsody. It was released on the 23rd of April, 2002 by Lim Music. It's the last chapter in the Emerald Sword Saga. In 2017, Loudwire ranked it as the 9th best power metal album of all time.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's a bold statement.
It's very bold.
Yeah. So I went and like checked out the Loudwire article where this was, and you know, they only give like a little paragraph or whatever, and they're just like, this was peak Rhapsody because I'm sorry, Jeff really messed with my head earlier, but I felt like I was tricking you guys almost by giving you this album because it's the last album of this particular part of the story. In my mind, the story just stops right here. Like, there is no more Rhapsody. I know Rhapsody has continued on as Rhapsody of Fire, but now there's like different guitarists, you know, like the people in the band. There's only like, I think 2 members left that are original members. It's a different singer.
Oh.
They've gone like through 2 or 3 different singers since this cat.
Oh wow, that completely changes the band.
Right. Yeah, and you know, he's a perfectly competent singer, but it just feels different to me. You know, it just doesn't feel like the same thing. And in my head, this is such a great album. This is the album that got me into power metal. So I think they put one more album out with this guy as a singer, and then after that, it's been different people. So the next album starts a whole new chapter or what, you know, whole new story, or you know, different leg of the story sort of thing.
They stay in story type
Yeah.
mode. Okay.
Yeah. Like the next album had a song featuring Christopher Lee, Saruman from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
He has like a spoken verse or whatever. That was a big deal at the time, especially because Lord of the Rings was still fucking riding their wave pretty high. So that was pretty big in that world. But I found this album because I was an academic decathlon. I think I may have said this before, but in that class, there's 10 different subjects, and one of them is music, right? And you know, at the end of the class, you go to this state, you go to a college, or this you know, facility or whatever. But ours was at like Tiffin University, I think, and we went up there, did the little contest, and you're sitting up in these college rooms filling out tests, you know, bubbles on all these different subjects. And since one of them was music, I noticed that the cat from a different school in front of us, the row in front of us, was listening to like a CD player. And this was like 2002. So it was a very different world, you know. So they got up and went and did a different portion of the test. You know, like there's a spoken portion where you give a speech sort of thing. You know, stuff you do on the floor where, you know, you get asked like 5 questions in front of like, you know, a whole bunch of different schools or whatever, you know, but that sort of shit. So this cat was gone, and I was like, what's this guy listening to? Because there's a music portion. He could just be sitting here listening to the music. So I just got up in the middle of my test. The place is practically empty, and I just went and put the headphones on, turned the CD player on. You know, these are over-ear headphones. It wasn't like earbuds, being weird putting somebody's earbuds in my ear. And
it's still an infringement.
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah,
for
it's
sure.
a bold move.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, it was a
Either
different
way.
world.
You said it was like you're
I don't
trying to
know
make
if
an
it was
excuse.
that different. I'm
Yeah.
not sure I would have done that.
You touched somebody else's very
Yeah.
personal thing.
Yeah, and so I fucking boom, power on, and I hit play, and the very first thing I hear is like, and I was like, all right, I was like, yeah, all right, so this isn't any of the music that we have been listening to.
Certainly not.
Because it's all like classical, you know, 17th
Bach,
century, 18th century
Beethoven,
composers and shit.
Mozart,
And
Tchaikovsky.
and I'm like, but this is incredible, because I don't know if you know this, at the time I was really into like musical scores. I I play piano and shit, but like I really liked classical music, and musical or movie scores are, in my opinion, like the modern day classical music. So I really like movies and movie scores and shit. And so I hear this, and I'm like, this is absolutely incredible. And then next thing you know, it kicks into the next song. But you know, I don't really know that, because I'm just sitting in this guy's chair listening to a CD player, just being fucking blown away. Like my life is being changed. And then the fucking next song kicks in, Knight Rider of Doom, and it's like, and I was like really big into Metallica at the time, and Metallica, you know, everybody, or you know, people would be like, oh, there's so much harder stuff, so much faster stuff at the time, but like to me, Metallica was it. And at the time, Knight Rider of Doom was literally the fastest thing I had ever heard. I didn't even know that this type of music could be done. Like that, I didn't even know that this was a possibility. You know, I knew Metallica had done S&M and played with the San Francisco Symphony, and I think like Scorpions had done it. You know, a couple other bands had done similar things.
This hits way differently than that.
Yeah, but this is like so different. This is, if you listen to their early stuff, there's such a much more like Baroque, classical feel to it. It sounds so much different. The production on this album is incredible compared to the other stuff. The other stuff's like really good. The first and like second album are still a little whatever, but these ones are. This album is fucking great. You know, it sounds like they're sitting there playing with like a real orchestra and shit.
On some of the songs, yeah.
Yeah, and but like, this is before Dragon Force had come and kind of made power metal like a little bit more mainstream with like Guitar Hero. This is still years before that. And I'm up in Tiffin University in the middle of fucking nowhere, Ohio. Like 16 years old, just like, well, what's going on?
It's changing
where
the
is this
buddy.
been? Yeah, what is this? And I don't know when this cat's coming back, because, you know, I didn't like immediately get up and go or whatever. And I'm not going to sit here and listen to the whole album or whatever. And this is before fucking cell phone with pictures. So I hit stop, and I was like, please, for the love of God, have
The name
of the artist or the album, or you know, some identifying
Was it
marker
a
written
burnt
on here.
CD,
It was
or
a
was-
burnt CD,
Ugh.
and it opened up artist name, album, fucking track listing. I was like, oh my
Oh,
God,
hell
fucking
yeah.
thank you, dude. Like,
Yes.
like of course he has it, because
Otherwise,
is like
I'm stealing the CD.
Yeah, like, because this is, yeah. No, he had a distinct look, not in a bad way, but like a.
You would have remembered him if
yeah,
you saw him
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Anybody
after, you could ask
listening
him.
to this album and they're doing it while they're taking like a test of that nature, they're gonna have a distinct look.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it'd be hard to concentrate.
yeah, so I think I like wrote it down on a piece of paper, like ripped it off something, or I don't know what I did, but I
And you gotta hunt the album down.
you try and
Back
remember
then, you
it.
gotta hunt it down.
But at the end of the whole event, it's like a tournament. There's an award ceremony. I saw the guy. I was like, dude, that fucking CD you were listening to is great, or whatever I said to him. You could tell he was like,
What
huh?
the
Who the fuck are you?
yeah.
Yeah, why? How do
Yeah.
you know what I'm listening to?
But yeah, like then you go home, go to Napster or Morpheus or LimeWire, probably Napster or Morpheus at the time, and
Avoid the virus.
try and find it. And things at the time weren't named properly.
Oh, there's
I
all
found
types
things
of
that
weird
were
shit.
labeled Rhapsody that ended up really being like Freedom Call or Gamma Ray, like other bands that were big at the time. But yeah, like that album, like that just random dude in random nowhere Ohio.
Is this like
So like
fulcrum
now I
change?
wear metal church shirts.
This is
and,
for
like,
the athletic decathlon. I don't.
or
Academic
decathlon. Yeah,
I don't know if our school did that.
yeah. It
We
wasn't
had like a quiz bowl thing.
It
Did
wasn't
you guys
like an
have, a
every
quiz
school
bowl?
thing. Like it was I don't want to say it was a big deal when it came because like our junior year was the first year we had it, and I remember the sophomore year our science teacher was like, "Hey, next year we're gonna be doing this academic decathlon thing, and if anybody wants to do it, a lot of people aren't signing up or whatever." And I liked her; she was nice, and so I signed up for it, and it was like me and 10 other people. And somehow we ended up doing pretty well. I got a couple of medals. There's like there was a math portion of it, and you try and look at it, but like I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm fucking dumb. Remember we were talking about
Alex Jones.
math earlier, or finances earlier. I don't look into it, but like I guessed on every question, and I got third place.
Oh,
Damn.
So I bought a T-shirt.
Sometimes guessing works.
I got a T-shirt at because it's like college at the fucking school, fucking a white T-shirt, and I wrote on the back of it, I was like I guessed on every question, in black permanent marker, and so when math portion comes up, they read everybody's name and they're like Ben Gilbert, and I fucking get up and I like rip my fucking suit jacket off and like fucking nice shirt or whatever, and I just like go up in the T-shirt. And when you go, like, because you, like, get your medal or award or whatever the fuck, and then you, like, shake everybody's hand, and so then it's like,
They're
you
sitting
on my back, and then you're
shaking.
shaking everybody's hand. It's like, I guessed on every question. Or which got a nice little laugh out of all the nerds or whatever, but.
Nerds.
Some good guessing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have like a 20% chance, it's not terribly difficult to do fairly well.
A 20% chance?
Let's say
Oh,
ABCDE, yeah, it's like
Yeah, if you got like half of them right, you're still only at 50%.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Like,
I mean, that's to be
to
third
be
place.
third.
Like
Everyone
that's,
else
it's a freak
tried.
accident.
That
But
is
They
a freak
tried.
accident,
Everyone
for sure.
else tried. And Ben fucking just guessed, like just filled bubbles. Literally filled bubbles. Like one of the few times in my life where I literally just filled bubbles. Because I knew I had no shot. I just guessing was going to be just as good as me trying. And if I guessed, I'd be done in 10 minutes or whatever, however long, 5, 10 minutes. Just filling bubbles.
Yeah, you
Speaking
probably
of
filled your
shots-
bubbles in and put it in like all the smart kids were like, holy shit,
Yeah.
through that already. Wow. We're fucked.
Yeah.
He got third place.
I had like
Oh my
big ass
God.
sideburns at the time and a goatee. I so didn't belong in this fucking place. Like I was
But
so the odd man
you
out.
probably looked weird enough that you did belong in that movie.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like as far as
This guy's not
as
wearing
far as
Abercrombie and Fitch.
right, as far as the intellect in the room, I was literally the bottom 3 fucking people.
But
I'm
you're
not
top
even-
3 in math.
Yeah, I don't fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's better to be at the low end of a high market than at the high end of a low market.
I guess yeah, that's one way to look at it.
You know?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be on top,
Right.
even if it's their own little molehill.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that totally opened me up to power metal and everything, and then I probably came back, and I don't know if this is because this is very niche music, so I don't know if I came back and saw what else was out there, but at a certain point I found Blind Guardian, and then introduced them to Jeff, and then our senior year, we would be listening, like pretty much every morning we'd get to school, at like
Blaring.
6:45 listening to Blind Guardian. Time stands still.
Yeah.
And like we'd stand outside his car, turn his like fucking music all the way up,
And I had the big
It'd be like-
boomers.
it'd be
I had
like-
the big boomers.
and we'd be like out there headbanging like a couple of fucking nerds, like a couple of fucking losers. I don't
We
know
were
how we
cool.
ever had girlfriends.
We were because we're good looking.
It goes a little ways.
It does. We've got charming personalities.
I
don't
don't
know.
think I even knew what power metal was in high school.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
don't know
yeah.
that I knew a single person that I'd ever like heard play.
No,
And
yeah,
I
no,
saw like
Whisper.
Metallica
No, literally-
and like the mainstream shit.
Literally, I was the only person that I ever met.
I remember
Through
you
school.
immediately playing Rhapsody for me, and
I
I
may
was just
have,
like,
but, like-
"This is too much for me." But now, to me, it's very palatable. It's just still not my cup of tea.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Real quick before we go, let's take these shots.
Yeah.
Let's do
Speaking
it.
of shots,
Cheers,
mates. Mate.
Oh, Jesus.
any better? Any worse?
Oh, why did I hold it so long in my mouth?
Whiskey or not, not a terribly good idea. You know, today's National Whiskey Sour Day. Just wanted to call that out.
No, really, I almost got
I need
one that was like
something
a
stronger.
sour mash,
Ah, nice.
but
That wouldn't have made a whiskey sour, but
No, but you know, what I
it
mean.
would have been a sour whiskey, though.
But you know what I'm saying. It would have
Yeah. Kind of
almost-
coincided. at
almost
least.
gone with
Yeah.
that day. But I don't know. It didn't have a horse on it.
Old Scout won the day.
Yeah,
Scouting for whiskey that isn't their own.
but yeah, man, this album fucking literally changed the way the type of music I listen to and the way my fucking I think the music
Journey.
life went. Yeah, because I probably would have found like Metal Church way sooner because these are just like a straight thrash band. But like, you know, I probably would have found Saxon way sooner. You know, all these other different bands. You know, but
Man of War, Guar.
well, I mean, I would put Manowar in power metal.
Well, I'm your trajectory in general.
Yeah, but yeah, and then
Those
when we
types.
go to when we were in UC, we'd go out listening to a Monomar, Pursuit of Vikings, and by then it was like, fucking man, that's the way I fucking lived.
Yeah, that was a lot of what I listened to. That exact song all the time.
Yeah.
And like Fate of the Norns. Or Fate of Norns, whatever it was.
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Which is
I
so
think I pretty much blocked all that out when we would sit down in your room and like play FIFA and
Well, it
let
was
shit
easy.
going. It was just like background noise.
yeah.
I played a lot of the eclectic stuff because I was working at Best Buy then too. So, like, I would be bringing home like Snow Patrol, which is fairly popular,
Yeah.
and
Mariah
who
Carey
was
Christmas album.
nah. Well, they would play that for sure. It was definitely ongoing. I didn't bring that home.
Nothing wrong with
Um,
Christmas music, man.
Yeah,
when
you love that shit.
yeah, when fucking November 1st comes,
November
Christmas
first.
I love
It's too
Halloween. I love
early.
Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween's
It's
great.
way
got-
too early. Dude, I can't tell you how many Thanksgivings you wake up at my in-laws and then like you go downstairs all hungover from Thanksgiving night and like she's taken like all the Halloween Thanksgiving shit down. She's got like half
Christmas
her,
trees
half
already
the,
up.
Yeah,
That's
Christmas
how we
trees
do
up,
it.
half the snowman up. Christmas music is playing. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah.
You know, you can't disrespect people enjoying something because
Yeah,
if
I
it
mean,
it gives you
It
real
all looks
happiness.
nice when it's done, but it's like, God, we just ate the turkey.
Yeah. So, all right, to bring it back to the album, as somebody who loves this album and whose scores for some of the songs, you know, are going to be like way different than your guys's.
It'd be way different than
Mark or Jeff, I know generally, not that you like this, but that you're aware of it and are familiar with this type of music. Mark, as somebody who is coming into it like I came into it, and I know you didn't get the same reaction that I had, but you are coming into it as fresh as I came into it. Other than, I guess you'd listen to
Other
some
than
other
like
power metal
20
stuff.
years of life.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, no,
That'll
but
be the biggest difference is like I'm pretty set in what I like now.
for sure. But
It's pretty different. He's been introduced to some other things that
yeah,
doesn't make this as so
out of
out of reach. Yeah.
like you've been introduced to power metal, so at least it gets you into the fucking ballpark, and so like these cats coming out of right field, this like totally different style of power metal. What were your thoughts like when those fucking
It's,
opening fucking
Yeah, and
Like,
Tenebris
they
is
try,
yeah.
like to me, they try to
when that
blend.
instrumental hits? What's that? What were your thoughts when the instrumental started? What were you like? This isn't what I thought I was getting into.
I feel
Or,
like, okay, so for like my opinion in the first couple songs is that the speed of the drums feels forced for the orchestral sounds that they also put out. It's like, to me, they're like trying to blend these three different sounds together, but in my mind, like each individual sound would have been better by itself.
they're too unique and disparate for you to mentally.
Yeah, like
cope.
I like the orchestral sounds more than the speed. Like this, because to me the speed just feels like they're going fast just for the sake of going fast.
I think when you go that
Not
fast,
that,
it
like,
is for the sake of going that fast.
Yeah, and it is, and
Yeah.
I just didn't really like that. Like I would have liked this more if they had slowed that down. It wasn't always,
Yeah.
like as fast as you could possibly go. But I mean, it's hard to deny the like the talent it takes to play this kind of fucking music. Like the music is like the quality and the skill and all that is very admirable. It's not something I will listen to again. I tried to listen 3 or 4 times through an album. I got through this one twice. It was pretty tough.
Yeah, I think I said in one of our text messages, if you made it through 3 or 4 times, I would be
Yeah,
fucking impressed.
this kind of music, especially, like I could listen to like 1 or 2 of these a day
Yeah.
through the week, but to try to sit down and go like start to finish through whatever I'm doing, working out, in the garage
For
or
sure.
whatever, it's like, man, after 3 or 4 songs, I'm like, I need to change this.
You need to
I
digest it with something else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I need to mix this up.
Yeah, I recall distinctly writing that, just putting people with superior technical capabilities together doesn't mean that you have a superior band
Yeah.
necessarily. And then I wrote a whole bunch of analogies about how like they just don't, essentially how they don't hit a home run.
Man,
There are moments where they do in this album.
I totally disagree, but like on the whole, I think this is a pretty fucking home run album. But again, if you're just looking at this one album, there's what is this, the 5th album or whatever? There's 4 albums before this that tell a story. So to me, this is less like just an album. This is the
It's
culmination.
the fourth book in the
The
series.
end of an anthology.
Yeah, this is the culmination of this story that's taken 5 albums in almost 15 years or whatever. It would have been 10 years or whatever. I think really like 10 years. To tell, and I'd come in when they had already finished. But you know what I'm saying? Like I was able to go back and listen. That first time I listened to it, I didn't get it. But probably about halfway through, I started recognizing names had been repeated or things had been repeated, and I'm like, I think I'm missing something here. You know what I mean? And then you try and Google the lyrics, and you're like, oh, there's a story being told, and then you see what other albums are, and you're like, oh, this all goes together. And so I set this album up for failure because I don't think you can set it up for success just like giving it to people
to the
who
general
aren't-
listener.
and it's hard to appreciate, not that if you listen to the other ones you'd necessarily like it anymore, but it feels less like you're being dropped into the middle of like this thing where you're like, what the fuck's going on here? You know what I'm saying?
I feel not that you can see them because none of the original members, well, there's 2 original members, the singers are different, but like anyone out there who has been to a Trans-Siberian Orchestra show and enjoyed it, I feel would enjoy this as a live event.
Experience.
Yeah, if I were to listen to this and see this band play this album start to finish live, I think I would walk away like glad I spent the money.
There's a little bit of a TSO element.
Yeah,
to
for
it.
sure.
But they don't travel with orchestral.
Yeah, like
elements.
I feel like if you had the whole ensemble
Right.
and they did this album with a full blown Trans-Siberian Orchestra. You put this
Yeah.
guy on vocals, and they do this, you know, in a big arena where you can kind of sit down and digest it all. Like I think it would be a really fun show to see
Yeah.
live. But to, like, I don't listen to Trans-Siberian Orchestra
It suffers
like
from
by itself, but I've seen them 2 or 3 times.
this.
Mm.
This
you know, and it's never a bad time.
Yeah.
they
sure.
they suffer from
These guys.
yes, they suffer from the same problem Blind Guardian has, particularly with one of the other albums reviewed, A Night at the Opera. When you start layering so many sounds together that you can't effectively reproduce live,
Yeah.
you get an artificial level to it. These guys, this album sounds more convincing as a 5-voice vocal recording does compared to A Night at the Opera. This sounds more natural to me. So like in that arena they were very successful. But me also knowing that they don't travel as this huge
Yeah, that'd be a
12-piece
totally
band or
different
whatever,
Yeah.
I
album.
know that
I've
they're
s-
going
set
to
of
sound a lot
songs.
different.
Yeah, that would
I've-
be interesting to hear.
I've never seen them live. It's never lined up right, and I don't honestly know how much they toured the States. You know, to be fair, back in the day, because I mean, this to me was peak Rhapsody, and the vibe I get, you know, from there, and because I follow them on Facebook, because you remember Facebook changed all your likes or whatever, all your band likes to like, hey, you actually
Follows.
like their fucking page
Yeah.
now. But like, you know, they still pop up, but based on their engagement on Facebook, you know, they get like 400 likes on a post.
That's not bad.
Right.
Their top song has what, like 15, 16 million listens.
Yeah, I don't know, but this really seemed like peak power metal almost. Like it, this was like before, like I said, before Dragon Force kind of turned it mainstream, and Sabaton and Powerwolf kind of took it a different direction.
They existed well enough for some random dude in Tiffin University to have it in his CD player. Like
Yeah.
they were successful enough in some amount
You weren't
of
too
reach.
far from me when you were there.
No.
Tiffin's not very far from where I grew up.
Out there on
Yeah.
75.
So, all right, I do want to hear what you guys think about some of these songs.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I think ask about the songs that you're interested in first, and then we'll talk if we have anything else.
All right, so the first 4 songs I love. You know, In Tenebris, or however you say it. I'm not a fucking Italian.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's like reminds me of like the movie 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they have those like slow mo songs like da 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 da. It's just
Yeah.
cutting some dude in half.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the song that introduced me to albums having an intro track. And to me, I'm like, this, what an album to get introduced to, or what an intro track to use this as the introduction. You know what I'm saying, or however the fuck you say it.
There's a great summary to the album, like a great
Well, yeah.
introduction and summarization.
Well, yeah, because it's the last thing you hear in the album.
yeah, at the end of a 19-minute song.
Yeah,
Don't even
that-
get me started.
yeah,
don't,
that-
don't even start. Don't even start.
Better
So-
put your seatbelt on for that one.
So, yeah, I gave the first 2 songs 10s. And part of that's nostalgia, but part of it is that they're really good songs. As far as an intro track goes, I think this is probably the best one, other than maybe The Frozen Few
Yeah.
by Odin
Sound.
Organ.
Ah.
But it doesn't get anywhere close to this, like the fucking scale and grandiose.
Did they introduce
of it.
you to everything that's
Yeah.
probably going to occur? There's
In this
there's
album?
a couple special songs,
Yeah.
but
On this?
yeah, I mean
Yeah,
they got
yeah.
the Spanish guitar
Oh,
going
yeah.
at the
Yeah.
end. Like that's really that was
Yeah.
a fun little
Yeah.
switch up that they did.
Yeah.
To me, this is like a 6 out of 10.
What, the opening track?
In Tenebris, yeah. Like, I didn't. It like it's good. I like it, and I think it's a great introduction. But there's so many other examples of songs that I like a lot more.
Oh, for sure. This is just like an intro track, you know. I'm not.
It's a
It's-
full featured song though.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not just an intro, but it has intro qualities. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, it's only a minute and 28 seconds long.
Yeah, it's an intro.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Good intros deserve to be played with the first song.
And I think this is a great. How it fucking holds and freezes. That. Dun, 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 dun. Mark, let's hear your thoughts.
I gave it a 5.
God, you guys fucking suck.
Yeah, it went down for the next two.
Damn, what'd you think of Night Riders of Doom?
It's 4.
God damn.
That's where I know, like,
I give
that's
it-
where, to me,
Well,
like, the,
yeah, no doubt. That's where
that
you were like,
theatrical build up in the first song, and then you just have this, like, forced style speed drumming.
okay. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man, you should have been fucking 16, Ben Gilbert at the time.
Probably would have different thoughts.
Yeah.
I gave it a 5.
Yeah, you guys fucking suck.
The next
I'm
song
gonna
is
say
so
that
much
every
better.
time.
The
Rip
next
Power
song
of
is
the
so much
Dragonflame?
better. Yes,
I do like the fucking chorus. That chorus is so.
The chorus is
catchy.
6. At the beginning of the
Power
song
of the
or
Dragonflame.
yeah, like
What'd
they
you give
have
it? What was your score?
a 10. I love
damn.
this song.
Hell
I
yeah.
love it.
Hell
So
yeah.
they're yell. Oh, actually, is it that one where they yell at each other? No, it's the
No,
chorus.
that's-
It's the chorus. When demons awake, that's
Is-
the one where they yell at each other and has great production value. But this one, this one has an amazing. It's probably the best chorus sound, and I feel like it's such a great, epic power metal song.
Yeah.
And it has the orchestral stuff in it,
Had-
more particular with the drums, and it's speedy as fuck.
As the namesake of the album, do you think it lives up to?
I gave it a 10 out of 10. It's
You
great.
say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It definitely lives up to it. I know, and I'm normally not a title guy.
Yeah.
Normally, I think the titles fall short. But to me,
This one
it's
hits.
the second best song on the album.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I might give you that if I didn't have nostalgia to another one
Sure.
or another couple. But Mark, would you say you gave it a 4?
A 3.
Dang.
Yeah.
Shit. Too
yeah,
speedy?
The speedy stuff. I just.
Man, and
Yeah,
it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So number fucking 7, you must have.
It's
really
like a
enjoyed.
speed metal song mostly. I mean, it's got
Which
extra
number
else?
elements.
seven? Oh yeah, that one was the
Lamento
tied with the
Erotica.
lowest rating.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I skipped that one.
Yeah.
You
But
skipped that
liked,
one?
I liked
Lamento
March of the
Erotica.
Swordmaster.
It's so cool though.
I'm just. All right. No, we'll get. I mean, if you want to get.
All right,
to
well,
it, we can
okay.
get
No, I'll
to it.
say it's probably the most skippable song
For sure.
But when I hear it and it comes on, like, and I didn't already hit skip, I'm like, okay, I'll listen.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
But like to Mark's point, like it's kind of hard to sit here and listen to it when I know that at least after that song, probably the next 3 songs, at least the last song. To me, I love the last song. But
You would.
yeah, I know. Yeah, fucking 20 minutes. son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be great.
But yeah, Power of the Dragonflame is pretty good. Pretty good, catchy chorus. I gave it an 8.
Cool.
And then March of the Swordmaster, I gave it a 9. I kind of wanted to give it.
I liked that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like
that was
that
my
one?
highest rating, I think. Yeah, that was my highest one. I gave it a 6 because it's still not my style. You know,
Yeah.
But like out of this album, I like that one the best.
Yeah. I like that one.
good.
One, I think is catchy, and every album they kind of do a sort of kind of cheesy medieval sounding kind of type song. This one isn't super medieval sounding. They have another one called like Village of Dwarves. That sounds like fucking ridiculous.
It's very
Yeah,
good,
which one has the woodwinds? I commented on woodwinds, I think, on one of these.
Oh, I don't remember.
I
Probably
don't
Lamento
remember
Eroica. Number
Oh
7.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
And,
That was the only part of the song I liked.
But I learned how to play this song on guitar, at least like the rhythm parts. I never learned lead stuff. So it was always fun to like sit here and be able to be like, oh, you know, I can play along to this one song and I could play like different parts of other songs. But I could play the most of this one. So this one has a different nostalgia attached to it than just the music.
Because you could sit and pretend you were on stage with them, like playing it.
Yeah,
and it's like,
what's up, fucking guys? All
Yeah.
76 of you.
yeah. Where's my beer?
Yeah. What else do you guys want to talk about? Because I could talk about all of them. I could talk about.
Well, the
I
next,
would really only want to talk, or you know, not really only want to, but you know, I could talk about however you want to talk about it.
I mean,
The last one,
let's
I
just-
really want to talk about the last one and
Let-
any real.
let's just do quick through. So, like, March of the Swordmaster, I also gave a 6. Sorry.
When demons
Agony
awake,
is my name. Oh wait, no. Oh yeah. What's
When
when is
Demons
it? Oh, when
Awake.
Demons Awake. You gave a 3 for that.
Yeah,
That was.
I
that
gave
was
it was a
4.
little over the top.
Yeah,
for
I don't.
me.
I don't like the back and forth.
That's
It's
my
very
favorite song on
dark,
the
like
album.
lyrically.
Yeah.
Takes a pretty dark
Yeah.
turn. I wasn't in that vibe when I listened to it.
Awesome.
So I didn't feel
Ripping
it.
shit out, and the yelling back and forth is one of my favorite elements. You know how I like that.
Yeah.
And it's really one of the, like, other albums do it, but the way he did it, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's both him
Yeah, but they do left
and
and
it's
right.
left and right stereo, and you're like, whoa, they're having a voice
Yeah.
battle.
Yeah.
It's a rap battle.
And I love that. And then it gets into the speed metal part, and everybody seems to get like their chance at the helm with a guitar solo, keyboard solo.
Yeah, it's got a cool breakdown.
Yeah.
But,
So and then it's like a 6.5 minute song. So like around
6 minutes 47 seconds.
Yeah, it's too long. That was one of my-
so at around at the beginning, within the first 30 seconds, there's an intro part, and then they go into the yelling back and forth part, and then it kind of gets into like a speed metal-y part, and then they slow it down, and then at like minute 5.5, they go back to the screaming at each other part, and I just thought like it looped around really well. I wanted to hear that next 1.5 minutes of that particular part of the song again, and
Don't get it.
I just loved it, and so to me it has like a lot of the hardcore
Mhm.
type tropes in it, and they mixed it in with their orchestra speed metal sound. And I thought it was great.
Yeah.
It was a great moment for me.
What'd you give it?
I gave it a 10.
Ooh.
Dang.
Yeah, so
Is that your
that and the
second
other one I
favorite
gave
song?
a 10.
When
Yeah,
Demons
that was my
Awake?
favorite. That one's my favorite song on the album. Yeah, 3 and a 4.
I gave it a 4. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Agony is my name. I gave it a 6.
4.
4.
Four.
Oh, that's
Huh.
pretty,
All right.
pretty standard. We can skip that. Lamento Heroico, I gave it a 5. At this point, I'm just like so, like I said, not. I don't want to be here. It's an hour of my life that I'm committing to it, because I don't like to just drop in on songs, because it tells the story. So it's like, man, I don't want to just hear this one part about it. I want to like kind of skip it. To me, I hate just dropping in because it's a story. It'd be like dropping into one of like a book.
Chapter
you're reading.
17.
Yeah,
As a
and then, like,
casual
skip it.
listener, though, I don't think you catch that in the lyrics necessarily.
Right. I guess
Yeah.
I'll give that. I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm not a casual listener, so I had to take your word on that.
It's different.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the lyric. I didn't read all the lyrics, but I was kind of skimming through as I was listening through the second time, and you can definitely tell it's a storyteller type album, but I wouldn't have guessed that it was like a continuation,
Like a
from
multi-album
previous.
story,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Well, so the other thing that this song obviously suffers from is it's sung in a different language than English.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what the name of the song was, but I was like, man, this guy has some regrets. And then you like look, and it's like lament something. He's obviously lamenting something. So I was like, they did a pretty good job of communicating that part. Like
Yeah.
it sounds like something didn't go well for him.
Yeah. If I don't remember the entire story. Like I said, it's a fucking 5 album thing.
Yeah.
But if I remember right, at this point in the story, like, it's pretty much everything is gone. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. Like, the Dark Lord, whatever, whoever the fuck it was, whatever, has won basically. The hero of the story is captured, or that sort of thing, and all hope is lost. And a lot of this album it has the bad guys
Winning.
well, yeah, in the lead, and then the last 3 songs kind of pick us back up into fucking the triumph of the hero and
The ultimate
the forces
victory.
of light and all this sort of thing.
And I got to sing about it for 19 minutes.
Yeah.
The next 2 songs, Steel Gods, The Last Apocalypse, and Pride of the Tyrant, I do really enjoy those. 7, I gave Steel Gods a weak 7, but it's like a nice pick me up. But Pride of the Tyrant, I really enjoy. I gave it an 8.
Yeah, that was my second highest rated song. Pride of the Tyrant. It's a 5.
I gave Steel Gods an 8. I really like that song.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
give it a 2.
dang.
Yeah.
It just suffers from kind of a disjointed chorus.
About Pride of the Tyrant.
I think I gave it like a 4. It was alright.
All right, guys. So we're coming up to the big song, the last song, the song that's gonna decide whether or not we continue this whole fucking charade, this whole podcast, because I will walk the fuck out. Gargoyles, Angels of Darkness, 19 minutes, 3 seconds of your life. It seems like a long time. It's only an album long or an hour long album. You know, so it seems like pretty crazy. You're gonna spend a third of it on this one song.
Yeah.
But like I
Yeah.
said, 5 albums, 20 minutes seems pretty reasonable to me for one song.
It's too long,
I
man.
know you find
It's too long.
Get out of here, Mark.
It's not even like a bad song. Like I really like the Spanish guitar style part of
Yeah.
the song. I really dig that. Like then they get like they're talking through like the second half of
Oh,
it the
yeah.
entire time,
Oh yeah.
and it's like when you start it and you're
Oh,
like trying
yeah.
to, and you're just like, man, just end the fucking song.
Oh no, keep going.
Just
It's the
The
Dragonflame.
It's like 4 songs.
Oh, I know.
It's
I
too
know.
long.
Like it is 4 songs.
Yeah.
Just
I
make
appreciate the
just-
journey.
Just make it 4 songs. That's all I'm saying. It's too long.
it's too long.
I like.
Hmm.
I mean,
If they had a
Seven.
song where they just used
7
that Spanish
minutes, 8
guitar through the
minutes.
whole thing, I probably would have rated that song a 10, and I would listen to it.
What'd you guys rate it?
I didn't rate it.
I gave it a 4.
It's unrateable.
It's a 10. I know. That's how good it is.
It goes above the scale.
Yeah.
Again,
You ever
like
shoot
A
for
Night
the
at the
Moon?
Opera. I mean, it has
Yeah.
a very long ending song. They just did
Yeah.
it better. But it's still, to me, it's too long.
Hmm.
I can't feel a number.
Yeah, that's things you've heard before.
Like at some point when you listen to it, you're gonna end it before it's over. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
'Cause it's not. I've not been able
You
to.
have talked about this before, haven't
Probably-
you?
Yeah.
probably.
I think you've
yeah.
brought this up.
Like,
They
I've
have,
not
the
been able
longest
to-
last
This is like a
song.
20-minute
Yeah.
song.
I've not been able to emotionally connect at this point.
Oh my god,
with the
man. I
album.
get goosebumps listening to it fucking to this day.
All right, Ben, just tell us why the last song is so good.
I don't know, just like it completes the story. I don't know, just every part of it hits for me. You know, the one of the bad guys turns to the good side, so you know you hear the, you know, if you know the story, like the parts where the music swells, you know, there's this part that's in Italian, and the bad guy is basically, you know, changing loyalties, and you know if you listen to the.
Does he really realize the error of his ways?
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things that those seeds that are planted in different songs, you know, albums ago, you know, if you follow the thread type deal, and you know, eventually, you know, the bad guy turns to the good side, and the one hero who we've been following sacrificed himself. You know, all these people fucking die. You know, whatever the fuck happens, like I can't remember exactly, but you know, like if you know the story,
Yes.
these moments where these things are happening in the song, you're like, wow, the story is literally culminating, and the song is fucking spreading its wings.
So to you,
yeah.
To me,
I can see
yeah.
why that would be.
to you, it's
Yeah.
a book ending a story written in orchestral power metal, which is fucking crazy awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it becomes way more than the sum of its parts for you.
Right. And there's parts in there where you I don't know. It sounds different. It sounds like the lyric. Not that the lyrics are more intentional necessarily, but you know he's I don't want to. I don't want to look it up. I don't want to take the time. But he's rattling off the album titles in the song, like the previous albums that like complete the stories, like through Legendary Tales, and Fire and Snow, whatever it is, you know, whatever else. The Dawn of Victory will breathe in the wind. This could be the Great Rebirth Reborn, the one who's giving his life. The town's life. There's like he's telling like the different album titles in there, and so you know he's
Retelling the
Re-
tale.
like
recapping.
like recapping those things, hitting those
We've
points.
been so
Yeah,
far.
like these are all the things that we've done. Look where we've come from, and here we are.
We have succeeded.
Exactly.
Victory is
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah.
Fuck evil.
Right.
When you put it like that,
It does sound
it does
much
sound
better.
really good.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's an expectation.
I
and we
want to
just-
read the book.
Yeah. Now you kind of want to go back and
Yeah.
listen to more stuff, and maybe it will eventually have more meaning.
I like this stuff in book form.
Yeah, if
It's
you
just
just go
hard
read
to
the
digest,
lyrics, just
yeah.
go read the lyrics.
Just read
the
lyrics.
Think about it as a thing of poems.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
do that.
An epic.
An epic poem. Yeah.
Yes, a truly epic metal band.
Right. Yeah, I love the way you put this. Think about of what metal could be, because this is so different than just about everything. I'm sure there's other bands out there doing similar things now, or whatever. But at the time,
I've not heard
this
it.
was like so different. This was just so theatrical. But
The production level on
Yeah.
this is insane.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is like one of those like post '90s riding the wave. Fucking, you know, everybody's riding that fucking
We can be different.
this
Alternative.
pre 9/11 fucking vibe. Even though it came out in like 2002, so probably the majority of it was pre 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Recorded anyways.
You
Per-
know.
concepted.
Yeah,
Conceived.
you know what I mean. So you're still riding that kind of wave. And
It was a different world.
all right, Mark, you said you had an album for us for
Oh yeah.
this week, Coulter, or yeah, no, I'll let you say it.
Yeah. All right. So since Jeff forgot the wheel,
Yeah.
I decided to go in a pretty different direction musically. We're gonna do one of my favorite country music artists, Coulter Wall,
Ooh.
and I believe it's his self-titled album.
Jesus, Mark, I'm so sorry.
It's all right. I don't have to go anywhere.
That's true. It's because your bottle or your shot glass is dark. It sneaks up on me.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's a true shot size. I'd be surprised if it was.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers,
mates.
It tastes like water.
Why is it so wet down there?
It's probably condensation from your cooler. Any last words, guys?
Be good to yourselves. You probably deserve it.
You should be better to yourself. Treat yourself better.
I took
Yeah.
that from Theo Vaughn. I don't want to claim that as an original.
Seems like something he wouldn't say.
Oh my god, do you even listen to his podcast?
Is he super
I haven't
positive?
listened to him in a long
Oh my
time.
god, I've said it before, but his is the best podcast I listen to.
Honestly, anytime he starts talking or I see clips of him and I like try to get into it, I just don't like the guy.
Man, no, he went on a spell. There, like
I mean, he's hard to listen to.
He
I
seems
think,
so
to
terribly
talk.
full of himself.
No,
He takes too long to get stuff out.
Maybe
he
that's
stumbles
it, but-
over his words
Yeah.
constantly,
But he
and
went.
and he brings up like stupid points.
Well, I always feel he's like, oh, you don't know about that? You don't know about that? Oh, you don't know about that?
Like he's funny.
He's
when he
always
starts
trying to like
rambling.
reintroduce
Yeah.
something new just to reintroduce it.
No, but there was probably like a 3-month spell where every episode hit, like it was emotional, like he was going through stuff. I don't know. I may have been going through stuff or whatever. Just the right thing at the right time. But I mean, I remember listening to things. 1 minute you're laughing, 1 minute you're fucking crying, and you're like, Jesus Christ, this is the cat that was on like fucking Road Rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's wrap this bitch up.
If you liked what you saw here today, please like, subscribe.
Hit the bell.
Watch the show.
Love you guys.